Hey everyone, Mr. Sugeno here. In today's video, we're going to take a look at a brand new system from Atari called the Ataribox. Let's get started. So if you don't know what's going on, basically Atari is back from the dead. They are making a brand new console. They haven't made a console since 1993 with the Atari Jaguar. And I think in 95 or 96, 95-ish, the Jaguar CD came out, and they haven't made any hardware since then. They've only made games. So this will be something new from them. It's called the Ataribox, and it will be releasing in 2018. So they are releasing this project via Indiegogo. They have not released any information regarding the Indiegogo project site or specific project details, other than the fact that it is coming to Indiegogo. I can see that for a couple of reasons. First and foremost, maybe being financing. Maybe the company doesn't have enough money to start mass producing these. And the second reason kind of ties in with that, they're gauging interest. So this company has not made a console since the 90s. So I'm assuming that they probably don't want to produce 100,000 or 1 million of them, only to realize that maybe 10,000 people are actually interested in it. So they are releasing it via Indiegogo. No details yet. What we do know though is it's going to set you back between $250 to $300 American if you want one. So there are two colors. There is the wood grain version, which apparently uses real wood, and then there is the black and red version on the bottom. I have no idea which version is better, or if they're the same, or if it's just aesthetics differences. I honestly don't know at this point. But regardless, it's in the $250 to $300 range. And what does that get you? So that gets you the ability to play retro Atari games. There will be retro Atari games bundled in with this system. Whether it's actually physically loaded on the device or a streaming service for those games, we don't know at this time. There will be new games also available. They've not stated what those new games are, if it's first party, if it's third party, but they have said that it will not be AAA games, so there probably won't be anything like Overwatch running on this. There is a media player also bundled in. So that I'm assuming it's going to be playing YouTube and Netflix and Hulu and things like that. However, I did put Kodi here in brackets because I'm really hoping that Kodi is going to be available on this system as well, which will help out with media streaming. So in regards to technical specs, there isn't really anything overly technical yet. We know that it is AMD powered. It will have, assumingly, a processor and graphics chip integrated into one. There is an HDMI port. There is an Ethernet port. There are also USB ports. We know that it is SD card compatible. We don't know if it's micro SD or regular SD, assumingly micro SD. So there will be expandable memory for this. We don't know any details on Bluetooth yet, and we don't know any details on Wi-Fi, whether there are it's 2.4 gigahertz or whether it's 5 gigahertz. We don't know what the Wi-Fi specs are. At this price point, I would hope that there is Bluetooth and Wi-Fi capabilities. So speaking of a price between $250 to $300, it puts it right in line with the NVIDIA Shield TV. So I'm assuming that this is going to be the main competitor to the Ataribox, because the Ataribox is not, it doesn't seem like it's going to be a super powerhouse to compete with something like the PS4 or the Xbox One or a high-end gaming PC. So it looks like it will compete against the NVIDIA Shield. The $250 base price puts it slightly above the NVIDIA Shield base price here. However, there is the NVIDIA Shield Pro, which comes in at $299.99, which I'm assuming is probably going to be wherever that wherever the Ataribox specs line up. I'm assuming it's going to compare against or compete against this $299 for the NVIDIA Shield Pro. So if you're curious and you live in Canada, the Shield Pro is $399.99. So it's a $400 console. The regular Shield is $279.99 in Canada. All right, so as always, what I like, what I don't like, and my overall thoughts. First and foremost, what I like. I really like that Atari is still alive and kicking. I like that they are making an attempt here at a brand new product in the console market, and that they are going to give it a go. Pun intended for Indiegogo. The design itself, I think, looks really good. I really like the wood grain design. I think it looks very sleek. I don't care that it's real wood or not. I mean, even if it was just a sticker that looked like wood, I'd be happy with that. It doesn't matter to me. That being said, I like that it is AMD powered. So I'm a big fan of AMD. I like that it is AMD powered. That's kind of cool. It'll be nice to see a little bit of competition between NVIDIA and AMD in this space. I really like that it is Linux. So I'm hoping they're going to remain, it's going to remain open source and that people can configure it. If so, that's going to be pretty good because then you can put things like RetroArch on it. You can put other things like that. And I'm really hoping that they're going to keep it open source. So what I don't like that there are a lack of details right now, especially regarding controllers, games, you name it. They don't really have much detail at all for it. So I was really hoping they'd have a few more details by now, but we'll probably see that in the Indiegogo project, which leads me to my next point. I don't like the fact that this requires Indiegogo. So I was hoping that they'd be able to build these on their own and just pump them out, but the fact that it requires Indiegogo is something that worries me. Now, whether it's just to gauge interest, at the same time, they can just do market research for that and figure that out. And if they don't have the funds to produce it, which makes me kind of worry about the long-term support of something like this. So, for example, if the Indiegogo project just squeaks by and barely meets its funding target, doesn't, overpower it or anything like that, then it makes me wonder if they'll continue to support it for the long term or, seek to build any more of these things once they're released. And that kind of worries me, which leads me to my overall thoughts. So my overall thoughts on this, first and foremost, is it looks like it's going to be competing against the NVIDIA Shield. Atari hasn't really gone out and said that just yet, but based on the information that they have provided about the console, it really looks like an NVIDIA Shield competitor. And I think that's good, but I also think that is something that Atari has an uphill battle for, because the NVIDIA Shield is so good for what it does. The NVIDIA Shield already plays Atari games, it already plays emulators, it already plays new games, and it's already a home media center. The NVIDIA Shield is awesome for what it is. I really, really like it. So this thing's not going up against a PS4, it's not going up against an Xbox One, it's going up against an NVIDIA Shield. And I think based on that, the price is a bit lofty for what we know about the Ataribox at this point. Now, we don't know super technical specs, so we don't know the CPU speed, we don't know the GPU capabilities, we don't know the RAM, we don't know any of that. But what we do know is that the NVIDIA starts at $200. This is $250 to start. And AMD is generally priced lower on the processing end than its competitors. So at $250, I'm not quite sure what to expect. That being said, it ties in with, for me, it's very difficult to be excited about this early on. I think that, well, they have my attention, I'll say. So they have my attention about this. I'm interested. I'm not excited though, because the NVIDIA Shield is so good, the price of this is fairly high, and we don't know enough information. But that being said, I've seen a lot of people bash this so far. So a lot of people have said that this thing is going to suck, that it's just going to be a pile of junk. And I think those judgments are extremely harsh and too early on to make. So we don't know anything about this yet, for, technically speaking, and what it can do. And I'm really hopeful for it. I really hope that it's successful. As a retro gamer and as a gamer in general, I'm really hoping that this is successful. I mean, I just want more gaming options out there. And if this is, what they're saying it's going to do, that'll be good. But I'm not excited just yet because we don't have enough information. So let me know what you think of the Ataribox in the comments below. I'm genuinely interested in what everyone has to say, and I try to respond to pretty much every comment I get. That being said, if you like the video, leave a like. If you don't like the video, leave a like. Hit that subscribe button. Check out my other videos. That's all I've got for today. Thank you, everyone. Take care.